Okay, in this video, we'll look at the levels of organization of life. Level of organization of life. The level of organization of life refers to the hierarchical structure at which living things are organized. It refers to the hierarchical structure at which living organisms are organized. So basically, we have 4 levels of organization of life: the cell, the tissue, the organ, and the system. What this means is that these are the different levels at which living organisms are organized. Some are cells. Living organisms are organized into cells. Some are organized into cells. Some are organized into tissues. Some are organized as organs, while others are organized as systems. So these are the 4 major hierarchical structure at which living organisms are organized. So let's look at the first level of organization of life, which is the cell. So cell is the first level of organization of life. And what is cell? Cell is a structural and functional unit of life. It is a structural and functional unit of life. It is the smallest unit of life. And examples of organisms which occur at the cell level or which occurs as cells are amoeba, euglena, chlamydomonas, plasmodium, paramecium, trypanosome, etc. They are organized as cell, and so they occur at the cell level. Also, in higher animals, we can still find cells because cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. It is what makes up even the complex organisms. So examples of cells in animals are the red blood cell, the white blood cell, the spermatozoa, the epidermal cell, the ova, nerve cell, etc. All these are examples of cells in the body of higher animals. So having known what cell is, the different organisms that occurs at the cell level of organization of life, and examples of cell in animal bodies, let's look at the next level of organization of life, which is the tissue. So what is a tissue if you're asked? A tissue is a group of similar cells forming a layer in an organism which perform a particular function. So what this simply means is that whenever a group of cells come together to perform a similar function, what is formed is a tissue. So a tissue is a group of similar cells forming a layer in an organism which perform a particular function. And examples of organisms that occur at the tissue level of organization of life, they are hydra, algae, fungi, sponges, etc. All these organisms, they occur at the tissue level of organization of life. In addition to this, we also have tissues in the body of plants and animals. So examples of tissues in the body of plants are epidermal tissues, the xylem tissue, the sclerenchyma tissue, the mesophyll layer of leaves. All these are examples of tissues in plants. While in animal, examples of tissues are the moxo. Your moxo is an example of a tissue. Your bone is an example of a tissue. The cartilage in joints are examples of tissues. Your blood is an example of tissues. So whenever we have a group of similar cells forming a layer in an organism which perform a particular function, that is called tissue. So let's take, for instance, your blood. Blood is made up of the white blood cell, the red blood cell, and the platelets. All these are examples of blood cells. and together forming a layer in an organism which perform a particular function, they are referred to as tissues. So that is why blood is called a tissue. So let's look at the next level of organization of life, which is the organ. So an organ is a group of similar tissue forming a layer in an organism which perform a specific function. Is a group of similar tissue forming a layer in an organism which perform a specific function. So examples of organ in animal bodies are the skin, the liver, the kidney, the brain, the stomach, the ear, the eye. All these are examples of organs in an organism, in an animal. Then examples of organ in plants are the leaves, the flower, the root, the stem, and seeds. All these are examples of organs in the body of plants. So an organ, as I've said, is a group of similar tissue forming a layer in an organism which perform a specific function. So having known this, let's dash to the next, which is the last level of organization of life, which is the system. So a system is a group of similar organs which work together to perform a specific function. When we have a group of similar organs working together to perform a specific function, that is known as the system. And examples of system in the body of animals are the excretory system, the reproductive system, the skeletal system, the digestive system, circulatory system, and the nervous system. While in plants, we have basically two systems, the root system and the shoot system. So this is all you need to know about the level of organization of life. So just to add one more thing, okay, I said level of organization of life refers to the hierarchical structure at which living organisms are organized. So the first level of organization of life is the cell, and it is the smallest unit, structural and functional unit of life. So when similar cells work together to perform a specific function, that is called a tissue. When similar tissues work together, aggregate together to form a layer and performing a specific function in the body of an organism, we have an organ. And when group of organs work together to perform a specific function, what we have is a system. This video has helped you. Thank you so much for listening. If this video has helped you, please subscribe, share, like, and comment.